Welcome back. Now, government officials are expected to hand over houses to military veterans in Fleurhof in Johannesburg today. The handover comes after a commitment made by MEC for Human Settlements, Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Dikgang Moilwa, that the province will deliver over 600 houses to the veterans within the 2018-2019 financial year. Our colleague, reporter Masigo Rahlaga, is joining us now from Fleurhof. Masigo, I'm sure it's a very big occasion for those people, those veterans, who are going to be benefiting from these houses. Who are they, and do we know how many houses are being delivered today?
Good morning, Braden. Well, of course, it must be something very exciting that's happening for these veterans today. I mean, you know, in previous years, there's been a lot of veterans who have been saying that, you know, they've been forgotten by a government that promised them if they fought for the liberation of this country, that they would get, for instance, they would be looked after. And they were asking themselves during those years when they are going to be looked after. I remember at some point ENCA covering a story with a veteran actually living in a shack with his large family, and he was saying how, you know, he has no job, he fought for the liberation of the country, and he's just one of those people who has been forgotten. But here today we have a positive story with the MEC Uhuru Mila, just like you said right now. Here we don't know exactly how many of these veterans will be receiving houses today, but we do know, like you said, that the aim is 600 for only those veterans. But I'm just going to ask my colleague Ulinge to just pan this way so that I show you that this is actually a new development. As if you can just look there, there's very brand new flats. It's in a security estate here in the west, and next to that wing that is already finished, there's also unfinished blocks, and there's quite a number of those. So we're not sure. We'll find out a bit later. The officials are still busy in a meeting right now. We'll find out from officials exactly whether this entire estate will be for those military veterans. But I'm just going to walk you, Bradan, into a corridor where basically you'll see some of the houses, or rather units, that will be given to the veterans. A lot of them actually have ribbons on them, and I'm sure those veterans will be very excited to cut the ribbons. For instance, there, as you can see, there is a ribbon on that door with the house keys right there, Bradan, and that of course should be very exciting for some of these veterans. There is a unit that is open right now. It looks like a unit that will be used probably to serve some people, and I'm hoping we are allowed to walk in here. So I just give you a snippet. That would be the small kitchen,
it's
of course.
Nice.
You know,
it's
very nicely furnished. Yes, like, very nicely furnished. Yes, it's an apartment. So yes, so this would be one of the units. For instance, this would be one of the bedrooms, and I'm sure they'll be very appreciative of this. I mean, it's very modern. If you look at it, Bradan, it's quite modern, and I think it's very cute. It's a very cute apartment. And over here, probably another smaller bedroom. Probably if you have children or 1 or 2 kids, they'll be able to sleep in this bedroom right here. And I mean, I can imagine today, Bradan, a very nice Christmas present for those veterans. And in here, of course, is the bathroom. So I can imagine, like I said, Bradan, they'll be having a very nice Christmas, knowing that they have new roofs over their heads, and it's a security estate. So obviously, you would assume that it means that the veterans will be quite safe over here with their families. And that is basically one of the apartments that are being given away here today.
Oh, it's very beautiful. You talk about a Christmas present. I'll take that any day. I guess some of those veterans are going to say it's about blooming time we get housing after the promises that were made to us. Do you know, besides the Human Settlements Department, Masigo, which other government departments will be represented in this ceremony today?
Well, definitely the Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula is here from the department. She obviously is a minister that looks after the interests of the South African National Defence Force, and of course who is also responsible for making sure that such beautiful and positive stories are told about the government when it comes to MK veterans who, like I said earlier, felt as though they had given all their lives, the whole lives, leaving their families behind, Brada, and some of them actually leaving their small children, some pregnant wives, to go into exile and fight for the liberation of this country. And, you know, after a lot of them complaining that they've been forgotten, it's quite a positive story for her as the Minister of Defence to be able to be here and witness this happening today and the smiles on those veterans' faces.
Thank you very much, Masiho Rahlaga, out there in Fleurhof, where sometime this morning the properties, houses will be handed over to a number of MK veterans. We'll be covering that story throughout the day.